Kanye West is wild.
Kanye's been on a trip lately.
But see, here's the thing. I can't tell if Kanye West is actually crazy or not. Because, like, Nikocado Avocado, everyone thought he was crazy, but he wasn't. Well, yeah, no, he wasn't.
I just realized I've been muted this whole time. I'm gonna hurt myself.
You know what? I feel like you,
No,
out of
hurt
all
yourself,
people,
you're
would
not
have
stupid.
some kind of comments to say about Kanye West. Because I just feel like you stay updated on the Kanye ups and downs.
Kind of, sort of. I was gonna say the only person.
Oh,
who would name
holy
him
shit, what is happening?
Kanye would
Yo,
be Kanye.
Yo, Noah, stop talking, stop
What the
talking.
fuck?
What the? Yeah, I have no idea what that was. But anyways, I feel like you stay updated on Kanye's up and downs.
Kind of, sort of. I mean, not really. I'm more so just listening to his music more than anything. But I was like sitting here saying, like, the only person who would name themselves Kanye is literally Kanye.
Well, I don't know if we can leave the terms Kanye in the podcast, but yeah, did you not see that Kanye West had an interview recently, and in that interview he wore like a black K uniform?
Yeah, I saw that, and like he was talking to some dude because he was talking. What is his name? His name's like Jim something.
I don't
And, like,
remember his name.
He refers to himself as like Kanye refers to himself as like king or like God or whatever always, and it's just like so weird. But I also don't expect anything less from him.
Yeah, the funniest thing about it though is that it was like a normal interview. It was just a normal interview that he like just wore the uniform to. Like it was still pretty standard, like set in stone interview.
Yeah, that's it's normal for Kanye.
But I mean, do you guys actually think he's crazy?
I don't know. It's weird because like hearing from people like his daughter, for example, you would think he's a normal dude, but then he does Kanye things, and then he's not so normal. So it's very hard to tell. And then he makes good music when he wants to every like half a decade.
But what if he's pulling a Nikocado Avocado where he's just pretending? But like, would you really destroy your relationships with your family and everything over just like pretending?
This is true, but I think with the whole like Kim and Kanye thing, it's more so Kim that doesn't want Kanye around.
Well, I mean,
because she doesn't even want to let him see his kids.
I mean, in her defense, the whole KK uniform kind of says it all.
I mean, yeah, but
yeah. I mean, I think there might be a good reasoning. Well, yeah, but like, all right, wait, hold on. His kids are like mixed too. Like he's just blatantly wearing a KK uniform in front of his kids, his family. Like the whole world's seeing this.
I don't know.
I don't even know how we got on this conversation. It just
like
the
Kanye
conversation just went from talking about like crazy to Kanye. Because, crazy and Kanye kind of go together.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's like oil and water, but it's like water in like a water flavor packet.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Yeah, but I guess we never introduced ourselves. Welcome back to another episode, guys. My name's Taylor.
My name is Noah.
I'm Jackson.
And we are the three stooges that run this podcast, Lagging Behind Podcast. It's basically where we talk about whatever we want. Sometimes we do Reddit Am I the Asshole stories. We just talk about whatever we think is interesting, just kind of a chill vibe. But if you guys have been enjoying this video, please do like and subscribe. And yeah. Have either of you guys seen the Snow White movie?
I have not.
No, just I've only ever seen the reviews online, and that has it like 18% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I haven't even seen the reviews.
And people are
wait,
like,
it
absolutely...
only has an 18%? I thought it would have had less than that.
I saw it had 18% on there, but I saw on like IMDb it's rated like even worse.
Hold on. Let me...
Oh, it's at 40% now.
I heard that they started like trying to remove some reviews.
Oh yeah, got a 1.6 out of 10 on IMDb.
So at live action, IMBD.
I just remember seeing one clip of the movie on TikTok, and it was like
Yeah,
a scene with
1.6.
like Gal Gadot and like the evil queen, and there was like 10 different camera cuts in like 5 seconds, and it just looked horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna go see the movie, so I can't really speak on the quality of the movie. I mean, it's a Disney movie. I'm sure the quality of it's good, but I think the star, Rachel Zegler, whatever her name is, I think she is why this movie felt so bad. Because she just did nothing but just trash and dog on the original movie, and she was just being she was acting like a spoiled brat, like, I'm higher than you guys, like, I'm on a pedestal, kind of, when she was having, like, these pre-interviews and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys ever saw those.
Mm. I haven't
No. I don't like pay attention for like movies like this.
What do you mean by movies like this? Like princess movies?
I mean, I'm not gonna go out of my way to go see Snow White in a
No,
movie
not
theater.
Snow White, but, like, I don't know, Tangled I definitely got my way to see. I love Rapunzel.
I mean, yeah, but like this movie, no, definitely not.
Okay,
would
what
not
kind
go
of
my
princess
way.
movie would you go to your way for?
Hmm. Moana.
Oh, wait, did you see Moana 2?
No, but I saw the first one in theaters.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Or do you want to see Moana 2?
I haven't heard good things, so probably not.
Oh, wait,
To be
really?
honest,
Wait, okay, I have seen people comment, like, Moana 2 was completely, like, pointless. Like, it didn't need to happen.
I know they're coming out with a third one literally just next year, so I know those animators are working overtime.
Wait, aren't they making a live action too for Moana?
Yeah, that too. So the fact that they're coming out with a 3 already as well is insane.
They're on a Frozen trend right now. Like, you know how Frozen got
Yeah.
overhyped for so long, but Frozen wasn't even that quick to action. Damn. Jackson,
Brave. Brave. I went and saw in theaters. I
Brave
remember
was
that.
really good. Yeah,
Brave
Brave
was a
was
good
good. I
movie.
like. Yeah, Brave was really good. I still like. Did neither of you guys like Tangled that much? How do you
I
guys
love
feel in
Tangled.
Tangled? That's my favorite Disney princess movie.
But I really couldn't care for like Cinderella, Snow White, or like Little Mermaid.
The Little Mermaid was okay. I
Mulan,
used to
I
like it when
would,
I was
too.
a kid.
Oh, dude, I love Mulan.
Mulan's really good. Yeah, The Princess and the Frog, I really like. That's my second all-time favorite Disney movie, but for some reason they haven't live actioned that yet. They did talk about it. They haven't gotten around to it, I guess.
And I wanted to see the live action Aladdin movie in theaters, but I never got around to it. So I kind of just watched it when it came out on like platforms.
It was
I
really
don't think I
good.
saw the live action.
I only wanted to
It's
see it
really
because
good.
Will Smith was Genie.
Dude, Will Smith did that movie some justice. I know a lot of people were like, why Will Smith? And Will Smith did a phenomenal job. Now, he kind of did ruin his reputation immediately after that by slapping Chris Rock, but, you know, there's only so much you can do
He's
about
gonna come
that.
back.
He didn't keep my wife's name out your f***ing mouth, you know, that kind of thing.
Then they did what? Bad Boy. He's on his way back. He had the Bad
Yeah,
Boy
I don't
movie
think
last year.
Yeah, I
believe
would say the
Bad-
biggest issue with Hollywood stars showing their ass and coming back, that's great and all, but like Johnny Depp, I don't think he's going to be able to really get too much done anymore. I think he's been kind of just
Has he
shut
had
out of
any
stuff.
roles?
I don't know. That's the thing. I think since that whole Amber Heard stuff, Amber Heard's managed to get roles, but Johnny Depp, all I've seen Johnny Depp doing is like Dior commercials, like perfume.
Like the last movie he was in 2023, and then before that, it was COVID.
When did the Heard case take place though? It was probably already in production if it came out in 2023.
It was 2022, from April 11th to June 1st.
Oh, so that movie was probably already in production before that whole lawsuit. So I mean, he's had no
Probably.
Yeah, he's had nothing since then.
To the shame.
I mean, I don't
But
think he's done acting, but nobody really wants him around. And here's what I don't get: why is he getting punished for something like Amber Heard pulled out of her ass?
Very true. I mean, they were both found guilty, though.
Yeah, they both had their own issues, but I definitely think Heard was
Oh, I mean,
a lot
shit on the
more
bed.
of the aggressor. Yeah, dude, once you shit on the bed, you just can't come back for that. I'm sorry. Like imagine imagine knowing that the whole world, pretty much at this point, knows that you shit in a man's bed. Like, that's pretty, like, cut and dry right there. You can't get any
What
worse than
goes through
that.
your mind?
And then
I'd
what
rather
did it...
die.
Yeah, didn't she like blame it on the dog too? Like this tiny little chihuahua that couldn't have
Yes.
made a shit that big.
Yes.
Dude, why does it always look around to shit with us? Like what is up with us going to these kind of like top? Let's just
I don't know.
I don't know. I
Amber
mean, it's
Turd.
reasonable though. Amber Turd, and she is wholeheartedly. Hold on, has she had any? No, I gotta look this up. Has she had any roles?
Her
I know she's had a few
last
roles, but
movie
like,
was that Aquaman movie that everybody was trying to petition to get her off of, I think.
and they still kept her
And
in.
other than
and then
that,
the
I
movie
think she's no
suffered.
longer in country.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think she is no longer in country. I think she went somewhere else and she's like in another relationship or something. I don't know. That could be false. I
Man.
remember seeing something on like either Instagram or Twitter a couple weeks back. But I don't know for certain. Don't quote me on it, please.
Aquaman.
Aquaman. I mean, yeah, speaking of that
Yeah.
Aquaman movie, that it was garbage because they knew that they were shutting down that whole universe, so like nothing really mattered.
Well, on top of that, I think they had a lot of big roles planned for Amber Turd, and then they couldn't do that anymore, but they didn't remove her from the film, so they kept her in there a little bit, but then they tried to proceed to cut her out of the rest, and so then it just kind of devolved into them trying to step around her presence that was kind of there. From my understanding, I never saw it because I didn't want to support Amber Heard in any way, shape, or form. Because like,
Valid.
who shits in someone's bed, man? Who does that? Well,
Her.
yeah, apparently her, but
It's like, oh yeah, I woke up today. I'm just like, today would be a very nice day to just leave one on the bed. Gosh, I know my
That's-
toilet's over there, but just something about it just seems so comfy.
I just
That
don't
just
know,
seems
man. That
so
reminds me of like
comfortable
monkey
shit.
activity. Like, like how
Low-key.
monkeys when you're at the zoo and like the monkey like
And they
wants
just like
attention.
fling it at you.
Oh yeah, because it's known monkeys will fling shit at you, and so like, we used to have the zoo down here where me and Noah live. It wasn't even like a proper zoo, but they had a big, like in the dead center of it, the gorilla exhibit, and that gorilla had like open bars, so like he would throw shit at people. Like that's just what monkeys do. I don't know if they do it because
I
they're
don't know
angry,
why.
but like if you're a sentient like human being, like you're just a proper, I don't know, I feel like if you're past the age of 5, you know that's not cool. So like to get aggressive enough to, instead of getting mad, just to shit in someone's bed, like that's like insane. That's trauma. That's mental stuff right there. That is crazy.
I don't know why, but anytime I hear zoo, my mind just instantly goes to like Tiger King stuff.
I never watched the Tiger King. So what is the synopsis for the Tiger King stuff? Like I don't know why it was so popular. I just know during COVID, everyone was breaking their necks to talk about Tiger King.
So, like, basically, of course, the guy's name was like Joe Exotic, and he had like a feud with
Carol Baskin, wasn't that her name?
Yeah, and then of course we all know that whole song that was popular during that time, right? I hope so.
Yeah.
No.
The Carol Baskin killed her husband, whacked him. Can't convince me that it didn't happen. Carol Baskin. Carol Baskin.
How
That was
did I
like
not hear this?
Really? It was like,
No,
oh
I
my
don't
God,
think
it
I've
was
ever heard of
so-
this.
everywhere
I
at the
wasn't
time.
keeping up with the tea though.
But like, there was like he had like Joe Exotic had like a murder for hire plot. I think he killed his husband. I want to say.
Wait, what? Hold on. I thought Joe. Oh my gosh, have I been having this?
But he
I thought
also-
Joe Exotic was married to Carol Baskin and they divorced.
No.
No.
They were feuding. They were beefing.
Oh, and so he had a
They didn't
husband.
like each other.
Yeah, and then on top of that, he was also like found guilty of like abusing like the tigers and stuff in his zoo and stuff like that. And so he's been like behind bars for, I think he got like headed a pretty hefty sentence too.
But wait, hold on. What was Carol Baskin arguing about? Like, what was her main beef? I hear you typing. You're looking some of this stuff up.
Yeah, I'm looking it
It's
up because
hazy.
I don't like this was like COVID time, so it's been a very long time. I don't
Yeah,
remember the
it's
whole
been a couple
gist. I only
years.
ever watched the documentary once.
Doesn't she run something now in 2025? She's like in charge of some kind of like sanctuary or something.
I think so. I think well, the whole thing, like the song whatever, kill her husband, whacked him, like they were trying to blame it on her or something, like, but she was found innocent of her husband's disappearance.
Oh, she's an animal rights activist, so she probably was against Joe because of the abuse allegations. Wait, well, I guess she's created the allegations, which I guess they were true.
For Joey, yes.
Okay, and she runs a place called Big Cat Rescue. I don't know if that's current though. Yeah, she's got some. Wait, hold on. She relocated the remaining cats from her sanctuary to a wildlife refuge in Arkansas.
That's not too far. Just a couple states away.
Okay, so I guess she's not running her rescue anymore. It's just they're at a sanctuary. I don't know. That's what a crazy rise to fame. You get caught in this possible murder case, and then she's over here throwing allegations at Joe, and then all this shit's happening. Like, just each other, they're both just tearing down each other, and they both became famous that way. And it's so weird how people become famous overnight for stupid stuff, like the Hawk Tuah girl.
Oh God.
Lord. That was stupid as shit.
Isn't she back now, though?
I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, well, I heard that she's trying to make a comeback after she scammed a bunch of people, which, you know, I'm not defending her, but, like, if you fall for a crypto scam like that, it's your own fault.
I agree.
Like, you willingly deposited money into something that you know is a big scam right now, like
why would you listen to Hawk Tuah be like, invest in my Hawk Tuah coin, and then you're like, oh my God, this is the next big thing. Like, I'm gonna do it. Let me invest my whole bank account.
Yeah, aren't they? Here's the worst part about it. Aren't they coming out with like a documentary for this lady now? This girl, I guess she's not a lady. How old is she? Yeah, I heard they're making a documentary. This could be rumor. Hold on,
I hope not.
They're making a documentary for the Hawk Tuah girl, like her rise to fame. Hold on.
I really, really hope not. She definitely does not deserve it.
I mean, but to be fair, did she really deserve a rise to fame for like a Hawk Tuah? Yeah, there's a documentary. Yeah. Hold on. Hawk Tuah girl Haley Welch teases a new documentary that will tell the bizarre truth behind her unexpected rise to fame. There is no, like, what is there to expose? What's the bizarre truth? All she did was go up to a camera and say, Hawk Tuah, spit on that thing, or whatever.
Yeah, like, I wish I could get famous like that. It'd be great.
It's not even funny.
It's not. Yeah, when I saw it, I was like, why the hell is this blowing up? Oh, and then you got the Cash Me Outside girl. She's still thriving.
Okay, I mean, but that when that happened, it was a little funny at the time.
Okay, no, it was funny. It was funny, but for her to get popular off of being a disrespectful human being is crazy. Crazy.
Really. I mean, but hey. I told Dr. Phil to catch me outside. I would absolutely love to if I got the opportunity.
Isn't she a rapper now?
Dr. Phil's head.
Honestly,
yes.
Giving him like a good head slap would be great. Not because I dislike him, but I just feel like it would have some reverb if you like slap your hand down on Dr. Phil's like bald spot. It'd be kind of like touching like a nice shiny little ball, like, you know, like.
I feel like if I touched his bald spot, that all my problems in life would suddenly feel like they went away.
Yeah, that definitely is how I feel. And then I feel like with Gordon Ramsay, like tasting a bite of his food will immediately turn me into like a little Gordon. I want to be a little Gordon. It's raw.
What's taking so long?
One of my favorite clips is when Gordon Ramsay, that's been blowing up lately, when the fish is raw, he goes and he slaps it and it turns it just obliterates.
Dissipates, dude.
Yeah, dude, it just turns into nothing, man. Like, it just flattens out. Oh, I like Gordon Ramsay a lot.
He is the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour. What you see is what you get, and what you don't is better yet.
It's just so disappointing. Yeah, I feel like you had that locked and loaded. I don't know if you had that locked and loaded for Gordon Ramsay, but
it wasn't for Gordon Ramsay. It's from something else. You guys have no idea. I have way too much useless things that I could say in my mind, but I don't.
Yeah, a lot of brain rot, but going back to Gordon Ramsay, everyone, like, a lot of people just think he's, like, this hateful, like, angry human being, and I don't think anyone's actually seen how he is outside of, like, his work environment.
I've never heard anything bad about him. I've always heard he's
No,
a good dude.
yeah, he's a great guy, and then when you see how he interacts with his kids and, like, how he is outside of work, he's actually a really, really nice guy. He's angry for the TV, which I don't think is wrong, having, like, an alter ego like Drake has. And instead of Anita Max Win, it's just Angry Gordon.
Not Anita Max Win.
I always, when I think of alter ego, I think of Anita Max Win.
You know who else is winning? Me and
Who?
my EMT classes.
Yeah, EMT classes. Jackson, how are they going?
Not going too bad. We did a scenario yesterday, and I got stabbed and I died.
Wait, what?
Yeah, when I
Yeah,
heard you got
so-
stabbed, I'm sitting there, I'm like, bro's in the hospital right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
I
just
Yeah, I'm just
podcasting from the hospital. Hell yeah.
so
Yeah, that Bluetooth podcast.
Yes,
Oh.
So my instructor gives us these scenarios every now and then that we have to like take seriously. And the thing is that we walked into this old lady who had like not really passed out on her bed, but she wasn't breathing and everything. So her son was like getting argumentative with us, and it was basically there to teach us that if the situation rises and somebody on the scene is getting more agitated and then starts threatening us, we just leave and then just wait for the police to arrive. Well, while they were assessing the patient, I was talking to the son who was getting more and more agitated, who then grabbed a knife, and I'm just sitting there just talking to him, like trying to calm him down. And then he proceeds to stab me. And my instructor walks up to me and goes, "You are now dead."
End of
I was
class, guys.
Oh. And he just says, "Lay down on the ground." And I was like, "All right, cool." So I did. And he goes, and he looks over to the other two students and he goes, "Your partner is now dead. What do you do?" And I'm just like sitting there just like, "I am dead. Yes, it is I, dead man."
Speaking from the afterlife.
Yeah. And whenever they were like, "Oh, well, what do we do? Do we just drag him out?" And they start dragging me. And he goes, "No, you just leave." And they go, "Oh, okay." So then they dropped
There's
me.
a dead body. Yeah, like,
Let
you
him-
can't just drag away. Like,
Yeah.
no repercussions for the guy that stabbed. What was the guy doing? Just being chilling there they just walk away?
No, he was still there. He was still yelling at everybody. And then after that was whenever he was like, "All right, the scene is safe now." They apprehended him and everything. So
All right,
then
my
I
head
got
out.
reincarnated into a firefighter to assist. And I had to do, which isn't too bad. I had to do like 15 minutes of CPR because the patient went into cardiac arrest.
So you're prepared to
And
be
then-
kissing these random. How does it make you feel knowing that you're about to possibly be giving CPR to like some random guys off the street?
You don't do mouth to mouth whenever you do CPR. They have these BVM masks, which is it's like a balloon type thing, but no, you don't do mouth to mouth. They're actually very against it.
Well, I knew they had the
Especially
balloon
with-
things. I just didn't think it was like, I figured that would be in certain situations. The other situations where it's absolutely needed, you just got to break it down and kiss them.
Oh no, they're very against that. It's very it's against
Unsanitary.
policy. Yes, very
Okay.
unsanitary.
All right. So I'm gonna give you a theory here. You're off the clock. You're off the clock. You're minding your own business. You're just an average Joe walking around town. Whatever. You see a guy's dying. He needs immediate CPR. What do? Like, you're the only one nearby that could possibly save him. He needs immediate CPR.
First,
You don't got the balloon on you.
First, you dial 911.
The cops have already been called. There's other people.
Oh, there's other people?
There's other people around, but they don't know how to do CPR. You're the only one around. This guy's gonna die if nobody helps him.
No, there's literally like a step-by-step thing that you do, because if it's a CPR situation, you have somebody go grab the AED as you start chest compressions.
Wait, no, you're not listening. You're not listening. You're off the clock. You are not you're just an average Joe walking around right now. You see someone's dying and you have the ability to possibly help them.
Yes, I am telling you, this is exactly what you do, okay? This is what you do, okay? You said that 911 was already called. You start chest compressions and you tell someone near you to grab an AED. An AED is something that is publicly known and is something that is in multiple public buildings. And
what is an AED?
It's like a requirement.
What is it? I don't know what it is.
You don't know what an AED is?
I don't know what an AED is. No.
It's the shock thing that they put
defibrillator.
Yeah.
I've never seen one of those. What do you mean? Like they're in common buildings? What?
So they are.
I've never seen one.
Places like hotels and stuff, they're like a requirement to have in case like of emergency and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Then I have seen them. And like you see, no, you work in a hotel, so that's why it's a lot of people that aren't in hotels or stuff like that constantly. Like it's not like that well known. I don't think I've ever seen one in one of my schools.
You'll if you really pay attention in like more public buildings areas, they'll have a box somewhere that says AED, or they'll have like a sign pointing to where the AED would be or should be.
I don't think we have one at the airport.
You should.
I was gonna say.
I don't think there's one. I don't think there's one in our airport.
There better be.
I gotta keep an eye out for that next time I go to the airport.
Yeah. Or like ask somebody about it. But so that's what you do. So if you're walking up to somebody and they're in cardiac arrest, or if they need immediate CPR, you start chest compressions immediately and you have somebody call for an AED. All right. As you okay, let me backtrack real quick. First, you make sure that they're responsive. You have to make sure that they're breathing, see if they are responsive to verbal or painful stimuli. If they're not, that's whenever you start chest compressions. If you need to, or if you want to, or if you can give 2 breaths. But if you don't know the person and it's not really a whole sanitary issue, if you have a problem with it, you don't have to give them breaths. It just helps them more because you're giving them that oxygen that they need. Because if the brain goes I think it's 10 or more seconds off of oxygen, your brain will start to deteriorate, and if the person does come back, they can go brain dead.
Well, my whole point in bringing up that scenario was, if you had the ability to absolutely save someone by giving them mouth to mouth, like, would you?
Yes.
Okay. That was my whole point in that. I wasn't expecting all this technical stuff. I didn't know those.
Sorry, I finally got to talk about everything that I learned.
Good job, buddy. Is there anything else you want to share in class today?
If you have a GI bleed, your shits will be black.
Okay, what about green shits? Can you explain those?
A lot of fiber.
Okay. A lot of fiber? I don't know.
Why are we talking about shit again, dude? What the hell's wrong with us, man?
What do you mean we? You brought. Oh wait.
No, I didn't bring it up this time. Like, what is up with all the poop talks here?
This is true.
We have issues.
Hey, I didn't bring anything up.
The very first episode, we talked about 2 girls, 1 cup. Like, we actually have issues. Holy crap! All right, I was gonna ask you about more like different stool colors, but I think we need to get off of stools. We should be called the Stool Behind Podcast instead of like behind at this point.
Really?
Like, no, because we talk about stools all the damn time. Oh. You guys think, because you know how AI robots are becoming popular, like household made cleaning robots, you think that they'll have some kind of like medical backgrounds where they can like see your stool if you didn't flush or something like that and be like, yo, you need some fiber, my guy, you know, stuff like that.
Hey, we really need to stop talking about stools and shits and everything.
Okay. All right, besides that part, that aspect of it, I wonder if eventually it's going to get to the point where they would technically be considered like robotic nurses on top of being cleaners. But wouldn't that ruin the healthcare system? You know,
Yes.
big pharma. Yeah, because like you'd basically have like an on-call like nurse.
Yeah, because you also got to think about like, what if the robot like short circuits or something?
I think we talked about this before, but I'm not a big fan of AI robot. Like I don't like it. It scares me.
We
I
definitely
think
have talked about this before.
yeah, I just think the apocalypse. Yeah, we definitely have talked about this, but AI robots scary for sure, for me at least.
That is AI robot.
They're coming to take our jobs. Soon enough, we'll just all be robots ourselves. Somehow, somewhere. I hope I don't sound like a robot, do I?
No, you
No.
don't sound like a robot,
Oh,
but
okay.
sometimes you do sound like a robot.
I don't know. So I don't know what it is. Like,
I don't
I
know,
guess-
dude. You set me off for a second. Whatever you.
I'm telling you, and it was like we kept saying whoa, 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 and he just was not stopped. He did not stop
Just kept
talking.
talking.
Like, why
I
else
was
would
trying
we
to
be
get
like,
my
whoa,
point
whoa, whoa, whoa?
across.
We couldn't understand what your point was to begin with. It was just.
I was looking to get my blingy glass.
It was just some random stuff. Well, we're talking about robots here. How do you guys feel about self-driving cars?
Well, Teslas. You like when you buy a Tesla.
It's gonna
Teslas are
get
like
keyed. Right
they're
now
like
it
30
is.
They're like 30-40 grand, but to even get like the self-driving aspect in them, it costs like an additional like 10 to 15K to even get that. And it's just like, why would you want that? Like, the only way I'd want that is if I'm driving somewhere in like a neighborhood or something. Like, I wouldn't want to like be on a highway and going like 70 miles an hour and just hoping and praying that this robot that's driving my car doesn't be like, okay, well, I don't like you anymore. Like, you already don't like robots, as you said. So I imagine that your take on it's probably going to be somewhat similar to mine in terms of it's just like not trustworthy.
I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. Like, I think the lazy part on me thinks that it's a good idea. Like, say if I'm running behind the work one day and I just like, want to get ready in the car, I don't have to worry about driving because the car will do it for me. But the other part of me is the car sometimes will take the best course of action to guarantee the safety of others, which could be a detriment to you. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever can't speak. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that video where a Tesla was like driving straight and some guy fell into the road and the Tesla like swerved left immediately and like wrecked and slammed into another car to save that guy like from getting ran over. And it's like, what happens if the driver just got severely hurt because of that? Like there's different courses of action that I feel like it might take from a normal human being that could be more of a detriment to you. And unfortunately, if it's my car, it's me first,
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just how it
That
is.
and
like,
yeah, and like around here, you especially know, we do not have the greatest of drivers around here, especially during the summertime when all the tourists and stuff are down here. So it's like, I don't know, I don't feel like I can't trust a car to really predict the patterns of stupid dumbass people that drive down here.
oh, see,
Who will just like randomly
another
cut
reason.
into the lane with no turn signal and like just a lot of stupid shit like that. Like, I don't think it can take into account for stuff like that.
Well, I mean, okay, to be fair, people down here are pretty decent at driving. The reason why we have so many driving issues down here and why, quote unquote, everyone's so bad with all the tourists is because they're all coming here. So it's mainly like places from up north. I know for a fact, you guys in New York can't drive worth a shit. No offense to anyone from New York, but like, you guys somehow manage to take two lanes and
y'all
turn
need
it
to
into
learn
four.
your shit.
No, I mean, you guys literally like take like 2-lane roads and like turn it into like 4 lanes. I don't know how the hell you guys do that. Like, it is a nightmare in New York. And I guess that's more tourists
That's
up
why I
there
enjoyed
too that could be
walking.
causing that. Yeah. It's just, yeah,
But
walking in New York's more ideal compared to anything. Or like the subways. Those aren't too bad. Those are pretty helpful.
But how hard is it to drive down something like 31 or 17?
It's not that hard
It's
at all.
not that difficult.
It's a lot
It's literally
emptier
just
here than
straight.
what it is in other places.
It's just it irks me sometimes.
Yeah, Jackson, how do you feel about self-driving cars?
I don't like self-driving cars. I like to speed. I like to do my own thing.
I wonder if you could train it to speed. Like, I
Huh?
wonder if you tell your self-driving car, like, hey, let's speed, it will speed.
And like, what if you get pulled over for speeding? What are you gonna tell the officer?
The car did it.
It wasn't me, officer. Yeah,
I
the
mean, I
car
think
did
you'll
it.
still get in
Arrest
trouble
him,
because you can
officer.
still
It
see how
wasn't me.
fast it's going. Yeah, I think you would still get in trouble because, like, it is your car still and you are sentient where the car's not. So it's going to be like, you could have seen this and, like, prevented this, I guess. So I guess you would still be held accountable.
But it's
Maybe.
a robot. It's got a mind of its own, officer. You gotta believe me.
Nah, but for real, that's going to start being an issue.
Hey, whoa. It's 1:40 in the afternoon. No yawning.
Oh, you can hear that?
I heard the beginning of your yawn, yes. I heard that.
Shit.
I heard the
Yeah.
inhale.
Well, sorry. Some of us also are on lack of sleep, but I'm powering through it. Did someone
Yeah,
rob me?
no.
Some
What
of
the
us
hell?
are
Hey, shut the
tired.
hell up. I went to bed at 4 a.m., okay?
I went to bed at 4 a.m.
Went to bed 3 hours
All right.
ago.
Exactly, and I'm not yawning.
All right.
I was
Well,
up at
yawning
11
doesn't mean
o'clock
not
and
yawn. Okay, yawning. Let's talk about yawning here. I gotta get. Let's talk about yawning since we're on the subject of yawning.
Right.
Yawning just means your brain's trying to get more oxygen to it. That doesn't necessarily mean you're tired.
That is very true.
Do you feel tired?
Yeah, but I'm always feeling tired.
You're yawning again.
Yeah, because I work 3 jobs, Noah.
But
Almost 4 at this point.
Damn, you set off a trigger right there.
But you can't sit here and be like, my brain's trying to get more oxygen, but you're like, I'm tired.
Does yawning mean you're tired? Oh, okay, never mind. Yes, yawning generally is a sign of tiredness. It does technically, okay. All right. It does mean that your brain's trying to get more oxygen, though. So nonetheless, I was not wrong about that, but
Just breathe harder.
Oh, wait. Speaking of that, I don't know why I just thought about this from that. Do you know why your body wakes up just like abruptly whenever you're falling asleep? Like, you ever had that like jolting feeling?
yeah, because I start dreaming and then die or some shit.
I was gonna say, like, I'm falling from a high building and
Yeah,
I can
like
feel
it's
it in my
typically like
stomach.
if you're
with nothing on
dreaming,
my-
like fucking up with you.
Not that one. Like say you're going to bed, right? You close your eyes and you're trying to fall asleep, and then next thing you know, your body just jump starts.
That's only that, like I said, that only really happens to me when I start like having a slight dream and like I get hurt or something and I'm still not fully asleep.
Oh,
I would agree.
really?
Yeah, maybe.
Damn, I guess I'm just
They say
fucking
that
weird.
you forget your. They say that you forget your dreams. So maybe when you have that feeling, you were dreaming. You just didn't think about it.
No,
'Cause
because I
typically
wasn't
it's with a
dreaming, 'cause
dream.
it's whenever I'm falling asleep.
I mean,
But
go ahead and
anyway,
tell us the car facts anyway.
It's not even a car fact. But no, it's the reason why your body jump starts whenever you're falling asleep too fast is because your brain thinks that it's like dying and whatnot. So it's like, hey, not right now, please. So it like
Don't do that.
quickly like basically shocks your body for a second.
Chicken jockey.
I thought that was a
Interesting.
pretty cool fact that I found out.
I
Yeah, I've never
no.
experienced it personally though.
I've only experienced it when I'm trying to fall asleep and like something happens. But there's some weird dream stuff. I'm telling you. One day I won't ever forget this. I don't think. One day I was in a dream, right, and I fell off of like a cliff and stuff, and I died. It just everything went black. But I was awake at that point, but I couldn't hear. My eyes were closed, like it was just pitch blackness. I couldn't nothing was activated. I was awake, but like I still had like my eyes were closed, everything like that, and I knew I was awake, but I didn't do anything because I was just like in shock because like you died in a dream. I immediately woke up and I finally like opened my eyes. Like I knew I was awake, but I opened my eyes and then it was like everything just turned on. I could hear the fan. Like I didn't hear anything. And then when I opened my eyes, and then everything in my room could be heard, like the fan, all that stuff. I was like, what the f? Like it's so weird how our body just shuts shit down.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you guys. I guess maybe that's a form of sleeper. Oh yeah, you guys. Shit. I guess that's a form of sleep paralysis. Right? Isn't that what it's called? Whenever you're like awake but you can't move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But for me, I could move. It took me a second.
I prefer lucid dreaming. It's more
Everyone
fun.
prefers lucid
I've
dreaming.
never had to choose a lucid dream.
A lot of people
Never?
some people can't. Like you can train your body though to do that though. Like it's
How do you do
a
that?
thing. You can train your body like to start to lucid dream. Let me look that up. I don't know how.
Psychedelics. I'm just kidding.
It's like how to train your body to lucid dream. So it says to train your body for lucid dreaming, practice good sleep hygiene, keep a dream journal, perform reality checks, set intentions
What
before
is this,
sleep,
Shark
and
Boy and
consider
Lava Girl?
techniques like wake back to bed. And some kind of like induction of lucid dreaming. Basically, from what I'm understanding is, lucid dreaming is where you overtake your dreams, where you are able to control what's happening more or less, or you're like, sentient. I've said that word a lot today, but you're like,
You're aware of
you're
your
thinking,
dream.
yeah, you're aware that it's a dream and you're still like taking part in whatever's going on. Even though it's like weird. The way to train your body, from my understanding, is just to actively do reality checks. If you're having a dream and you're like in the middle of dreaming and you stop and you think, am I awake or am I asleep? Like, just you start realizing like, oh, I'm dreaming right now, and then you could start taking control. But you got to train your body to do that. But that comes with like, like it said, like good sleep and stuff like that, which is something that you don't get, Jackson. So I highly doubt that would be something you could do anytime soon. But yeah.
It's fair.
I mean,
Is it though?
It's the harsh truth. It's
to be fair, I feel like if you manage your time a little bit better, you could definitely get 8 hours a night.
Maybe.
8 hours is overrated, anyways.
Well, isn't it true that your brain starts eating itself from lack of sleep?
I wouldn't say so.
I haven't learned that part yet.
Hang on, I'm looking up right now. Yes, studies have shown that chronic sleep deprivation can lead to the process known as, I don't want to saying that word. Hold on, let me have Siri pronounce it to me.
People say this word. Say this word now.
Oh, it's a German word.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's like autopathic or something like that, but I think that's definitely wrong. Hold on. Look up. Autophagy. Autophagy. Yeah, okay, so studies have shown that chronic sleep deprivation can lead to the process known as autophagy in the brain, which is where the brain essentially eats itself. So during sleep, the brain undergoes a process of cleaning and repairing itself. This includes removing waste products and cellular debris. However, when sleep is deprived, this process is disrupted. So as a result, the brain may start to produce enzymes that break down its own cells, including neurons and connections between neurons. This process is called autophagy, and it can lead to damage in the brain and cognitive decline. So yeah, that's why I tried to make sure I try to get 8 hours, but lately I've been getting like 5 or 6 hours of sleep, so it's been a little less. But yeah,
I mean, I remember you telling me that during your days where you were working from like
3 a.m. to 1 a.m.
and then you were getting like 2 hours, 3 hours of sleep.
Yep, and then
Did you
waking up
feel
and
like
doing
your
it
brain
again.
was eating itself?
It got to the point where I didn't feel like my brain was eating myself, but like obviously I can't tell if my brain's doing that. But when I was working like that, it got to the point where like I could barely start moving my body. Like my whole body was just aching. It was sore. I could like barely even do anything at that point. It got really. What broke the camel's back is one day I was so sore I could barely walk because I was just running these like 20+ hour shifts back to back to back to back. And I was just like, it, like it's not worth it. And so I messaged my job. I was like, I'm not coming in. I'm done. One of the jobs out the 4 I had. So yeah, I didn't feel like my brain was eating myself, and my body sure was having some kind of effect. Holy shit, that was a rough time.
But my body's
body's telling me no. No, basically, that's what was happening. Like, I would not wish that upon anyone, dude. It's such a terrible experience to be working like that. And then on top of that, I was like not eating. So a lot of those days, like, I just wouldn't eat. Or I was eating like a single piece of like bread or like a loaf of bread because I didn't have any money. Because I was trying to save up because my bills have jumped and skyrocketed, which is absolutely ridiculous. That's another thing. Rent. Okay, so 2 bed, 2 baths down where we used to live. And I think we've talked about this before. Maybe $600 a month. These same places down here are going for like $2,500, $3,000 a month. It's absolutely ridiculous. How do you guys expect people to afford that? It's more than a mortgage, and that's the craziest part about it. But you can't get a mortgage. It's so stupid.
Yeah, I saw like a statistic the other day that the like average age for a first-time homeowner now is like 38 years old.
That's insane. Absolutely. And don't get me wrong, it is doable for some people to be able, because some people are going to listen to this and they're probably like 19 and they already own a home. Good for you, buddy. Like, I'm glad you got a head start, but like not all of us were that like lucky.
I was that.
Yeah, but you went in with other people.
But
Yeah, but you went in with people and you got signed up for a mortgage, I'm talking about these people who did it by themselves. Like 19-year-olds who own homes by themselves without signing with anything. Like, you were set up for success for that. You can't just... I mean, I'm sure there's a few people who immediately got out of high school and just started working until they had so much money to be able to do that. But, like, that's a very rare case. And then if you're saving up that much money to be able to immediately afford a house at that age, and then I'm sure you probably had somewhere free to stay and you were getting fed for free and all this, like, there's some people just don't have that. Not everyone's set up for success like that. And I think the stats, I can't remember what the stats were, but a good chunk of people, like a good percentage of Americans at least, have less than like $5,000 in their bank account. And I think that's like a lot of Americans.
I'm a part of that.
Yeah, hold on. What stats?
But if you're talking to 2021 COVID, Noah, but he was balling.
So a significant portion of everyone was balling during COVID. We were getting all that fucking government money. We were getting the stimulus checks and then unemployment.
I didn't get any of
you were
that.
underage.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's going to your parents.
I got one.
Well, Logan got a stimmy. He got like fucking $6,000. I didn't get anything though because I was working at Outback at that time.
Yeah, so a significant portion of Americans struggle to cover unexpected expenses, with the bank rate revealing that only 41% of Americans would use savings to cover a $1,000 emergency. So that suggests that a large percentage of Americans have less than $1,000 in savings, with some surveys indicating that over half with 500 or less. So that's almost half of America. They don't have enough. They don't even have like $1,000 in their bank account. So that's a big issue.
I'm trying to get it resolved, okay? Jeez.
Yeah, Noah, the back of the American economy system is on your back, dude.
I'm trying, dang it.
I'm
sorry, I don't have an American eagle in the background going,
I like how your mic cut out when you tried to do that screech.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, I could tell your throat's probably like screaming, holy shit.
Holy never again. Don't ask me. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't have a bald eagle.
I don't have a bald eagle.
Oh, that's the sound they make.
Caw-caw!
Jeez.
I don't...
We don't even know the sound that you make.
No, I know the sound that they make, but like trying to replicate it with my throat is going to put me in the same situation that Noah's in right now.
Go for it. Come on.
No, my mic would cut out anyways, like how your mic cut out. All we heard was like the very first like microsecond of whatever you had you did, and then it was just done. Like we didn't hear the rest of that.
Well, I mean, it didn't really sound great anyway, so
I'm sure it didn't. It's hard to really replicate that sound. That's a very specific sound you were trying to replicate there.
I was trying to feel like an American. I'm sorry.
Red blood American.
Red blood American.
Gambling.
Let's go gambling.
I wish I could speak on gambling, but of course we live somewhere where gambling we can't really do, so.
Dude, I'm so upset. Yeah, I'm so upset we can't gamble because whenever that... No, it's illegal in the state of South Carolina. Yeah, so whenever the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fights happened, we couldn't place bets, which I guess is kind of good anyways, because I was definitely going to bet for Tyson and he lost. Which was rigged from the get-go anyways, but...
I really wanted him to win, but I would have betted for Jake Paul.
Really?
I wouldn't even...
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even consider that. Why? I mean, it's rigged. I feel like that's the only reason he won.
Yeah, that's why. Because I thought it was going to be rigged.
I just didn't think they were going to do that just because, like, I'm surprised they didn't get sued.
What were the betting odds even? Paul...
a lot more people bet for Tyson than they bet for Paul. I'm sure that's what it ended with.
Paul was the favorite at -230, so...
Oh, really?
Risk 230 to win 100, while Tyson was a +182.
Damn. Oh, I was ready to drop a couple of hundred on Tyson, though. And I tried to, and then my money came back because I couldn't make the bet because we're in the state of South Carolina. We do have a gambling boat down here, though.
True. I mean, I do have a way. There's this thing called like Prize Picks that I used to do. It's basically just betting like over unders on like stat lines for like basketball or like football and stuff like that. But it's like not as fun because like I know there's other people that like will like the Super Bowl, for example, like when you can bet on like what color the Gatorade's gonna be that gets dumped on the coaches and like stuff like that. That's way more like enticing and fun, you know?
That does sound a lot
Rather
more
than
fun.
just like
Watching men beat each
basic
other.
and streamline.
Yeah.
I watch men beat each other every Saturday. It's very fun.
Oh yeah, because you're in like that UFC stuff.
Yeah.
Now,
It's very
Jackson, have you
great.
been gambling at like an actual casino?
Not an actual casino, but I have done a slot or two.
I would love
Did you ever
to
win?
sit down at a blackjack table.
I got, I think it was like $50 from a slot.
Oh
I
damn.
gave it like $5, so
You know
it
what's-
wasn't bad.
You know what's so annoying about the whole like no gambling? We're still able to do the lottery down here.
Really?
Yeah.
Which
that's
is
so
basically
dumb.
like a form of gambling itself. Yeah, because
That is
you're
a
putting
form of
money in to
gambling.
see if you can get money out. Like it's so stupid that the lottery is allowed down here, but we can't do actual gambling. Which I think is stupid. I mean, I don't think it's like necessarily a bad thing, because like gambling isn't really the best thing for you.
That's what we
but-
should do whenever we get over there then.
Yeah, don't
well-
gamble, kids.
Well, someone did put Las Vegas for their trip, like
Mm,
as their
Oh,
pick.
God,
So
yeah,
if that
but-
ends up winning, then we maybe will. But you know,
if
Yeah,
that
you'll
wins,
lose
then we
all
need,
your
I need
money
to
and
save
you'll
up a
end
lot
up a
more
crack
money.
addict.
well, once when that wins, we'll have over a year and a half to save up for whatever the trip is, and then I plan on making a budget for everyone. Now, whatever extra expenses you guys want to dump on top of that basic budget, y'all will have to consider that in your own selves. But there will be a basic budget. And it's going to be split between, like, well over 10 people for, like, Airbnb and stuff like that. So it's going to be relatively cheap. Yeah, for anyone listening, the
drop
gaming
200.
groups finally all, like, going to meet up. We've been talking about it for years. We just haven't. But, yeah, with that said, I think we're going to
$200.
end today's episode. If you guys end up enjoying the episode, please do like and subscribe. And, yeah, we will see you guys next week. Adios.
Bye.
Adios.